Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have Leah from Skin Beautiful RX is here. She is doing a sale, a huge Black Friday sale where she does 30% off pretty much site-wide and does the most incredible gifts with purchase. I am going to do, basically, I am donating 100% of my affiliate commission for the entire month of November and through the sale, obviously, to charity. We're going to do a toy drive / food bank in Oregon. And then we're going to do a toy drive / food bank in Ohio because Leah is in Columbus, Ohio. She is a practicing esthetician and she also has a storefront. And she's just really super amazing woman, entrepreneur with an online medical grade skincare store. And so I want to support her, but I also want to give back. So I am going to put an affiliate link into the description box and we will have we'll have affiliate links throughout this live stream. So if you want to shop through that link, just know that any of the affiliate revenue from your purchase will go to charity. And I will share that when all of the funds settle out. I will take you with me when we donate and we'll do all of that in the end. So I'm going to bring Leah in and we are going to take live questions. We're going to go over the gifts. We're going to talk about the sale and we're just going to have a little skincare chat and have a little bit of fun. I'm sure she's shattered because today was the first day of the sale and it's crazy. So let's bring her in. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for
you.
having me. Yes, you too. I'm so excited to be here. This is such an exciting moment. Thank you so much. Like it is such a moment for me to be here with you. You're amazing. It's so funny. Penny and I like talk all the time through text message.
All the time.
It's the first time we've actually talked at the same time, like face to face. So I'm so excited.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny. We have been friends for so long and I absolutely love, in case anybody is watching that isn't familiar. So Leah has Skin Beautiful RX. It is an online, like I said, medical grade skincare store, but it's really a lot more than that because she is a practicing esthetician. When you order, you can get really, kind of bespoke skincare routines. You can get help and it's very personalized. So I've always been, I've always really been happy to recommend people to go there because I know that you are going to get the most amazing care for your skin because they care about their customers, but they also know skin. So Leah, I adore you and I'm so happy to be doing this with you. So thank you for being here. I'm going to go to see. Oh, we have a few people here. Let's see. Claire and Margaret. Thank you guys for joining us. We are definitely going to take, oh, Margaret says, I need to put my glasses on. Margaret says, two of my favorite people. That's so sweet.
Yes. I love
so Leah, will you tell us about your sale? Give us a little bit of the lowdown because I know a lot of people are going to want to hear about that. And then I do have all of the different gifts that we can show people so they can see because honestly, I knew you did gifts with purchase, but I did not realize they were that like extensive of gifts. So anyway, if you want to tell us about the sale a little bit, and then I'll show people the gifts.
Absolutely. So, like Penny said, we are primarily like an online store, but it is a very unique experience. And with that, we definitely do a lot of gifts with purchase. Thanksgiving or November, we love to give back to everybody. So we plan these gifts all year round. And because it is Black Friday, we do 30% off most brands. Now, Penny, as she said in the beginning of this, and we're so grateful she's doing this, she is giving her commission to charity. So you'll want to definitely make sure you're using her link when you purchase. She's going to go over her favorite products in a second. I know you guys are going to be so excited to hear about them, but make sure you use that link so that we can donate this money and help people. So we're doing 30% off. Now, the one thing about having an online store, some brands do not allow discounting. So what you'll want to do, in the midst of this, is get on our marketing list for a couple brands that they are excluded from public discounting. But once you get our private code, it'll all work out, if that makes sense.
Awesome. That is so cool. Yeah. So Leah, let's talk a little bit because 30% off is amazing. I mean, that's amazing in its own right, but the gifts with purchase. I'm going to start. I'm going to put them up on the screen just because it's incredible. And then thank you. I'm so glad you have them too. So let's see. Let's see. Here's I think this is the first one. Let's see if I can do this right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the gift if you spend $229 before you get your discount. So all of the gifts, all of the amounts that correspond with the gift are before you get your 30% off. So Leah, will you tell people what is the Auteur? What even is that?
So Auteur is a German skincare brand. We actually just started carrying them this year, and like I love skincare. Penny loves skincare, but let me tell you, I was blown away by these formulations, and especially the retinol. I'm somebody with very sensitive skin. I have not been able to use all different types of retinols, but when we do these gifts, we always want to have something that one can treat the skin, actually provide change in the skin, what is better than a vitamin A, but also something that no matter who gets this, they can use it. And very few times can it be a retinol. So the Auteur retinol is a combination of an encapsulated retinol with bakuchi oil. So it's a total of 1.5. So it is pretty strong, but you're not going to have the redness, flaky peeling with other retinols. It just feels so good. It has a lot of peptides, a lot of calming ingredients. So it's just such a like luxurious feel as well. So that is what you'll get. And once you put the products in your bag, the tiers will automatically show up. So you don't have to like play a guessing game. Once it's in there, it's in there.
So will you explain, now that you just said that, the reward system? Because that's a whole nother thing. Aren't you doing, if you will explain that would be great too.
Yeah, so we do 2 times points. Sorry, my light just went off. We do 2 times points right now too. So you'll also want to make sure you create a rewards or an account with us. So once you start accruing, you can either, get a discount. You can turn your rewards into a discount or into money back. We also always provide free shipping in the USA. So yeah, we try to just make sure your experience is, great with us.
Will you ship outside the USA?
We do ship some brands outside the USA. Honestly, if you go to checkout and it doesn't allow you to check out, it means that brand doesn't allow it and it just like removes it from your cart. But
got it.
We wish we could, but a lot of like different countries don't allow some of our products in.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to do the next gift because I know people, let's see, I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, so this one is if you spend, did I just do that backwards? No. Okay. So this is if you spend $549 before the discount. So $549, then you're going to get your 30% off, or assuming that everything is 30% off. And so this gift is $199 value. I mean, if you think about that, the $549 less 30%, you're giving away you're giving another 30% in gifts, which it's almost shocking. Okay, so Leah, tell us about this gift.
Perfect. Yeah. And really quick, we actually take the majority of our profit to do these gifts every year. So yes, it's our thank you to our loyal customers. So the Nuova Peel Pad, which I don't have in this bag, the Nuova Peel Pad is amazing. It has alpha beta retinol. So it's very similar to like the Skin Better Peel Pad, if you're familiar with those. However, this one also has their enzymes for pigment. So amazing. It has enough product in it to do head to toe exfoliation. And it also comes with like this little pocket. So it's easy to use too. So I love it. I really wanted this in there because I personally use this. And even though it says like peel pad, don't let that scare you. You're not going to have any type of peeling, flaking, anything. It's just a really nice superficial exfoliation.
Very cool. Okay, let me see here how I can. Okay, good. I'm still figuring out this little thing here. Okay, so then we go up to, this is a big mammoth. Oh, we have one more here. Okay, this one is if you spend $9.99 before your 30% off, you get a gift that is worth almost $500. So Leah, if you will take us through that gift.
Yes. Oh, and the second one, which we'll go back to, it has all these compound each other. So in this one, you're going to see that peel pad. You're going to see the elastin HA immerse, which is a really great hyaluronic acid. It has a little bit of peptide technology in it. It also has the Auteur Renewal Serum, which is a product that just launched over the summer. Again, really, really great for hydration, line smoothing peptides, and bringing that contour back to the skin. It also has the Epicutis travel set, amazing for rosacea, post-procedure, especially if you're really red inflamed. And 2 different osmosis skincare samples. They are either going to be Catalyst Rescue, one of their retinaldehydes, or Stem Factor, which is a little growth factor serum. And
Very
just
cool.
tons of gifts. Yes.
That is so amazing. That is it Epicutis? Is that
Epicutis.
the that is, I know it's thick, but I will put that on like damp skin, and it is amazing to me how much it'll take down like reactive, anytime I'm having any kind of sensitivity. That stuff is incredible.
Well, yeah.
I love it. You gave me a little tiny one a long time ago, and I've saved that bottle. And then I bought the normal size, and I refill that and take it anytime I go on a trip, because I feel like, when you travel and everything, just the way our skin, I
Yeah.
love that stuff so much. It is so good.
It's so
Amazingly anti-inflammatory. Like you can tell it actually does something to your skin in the moment, which is so
immediately.
cool. Plus the hydration is insane. Okay, so then once we're through the gifts, you guys, we will definitely be doing questions and all of that good stuff. This is the big Mama Jamma. So if you spend $1,699 before your 30% off, you get a gift valued at basically $700 worth of stuff, which is just insane, because you're going to get like over $500 off. And then you're going to get a $700. I mean, that is insane, Leah. So obviously it compounds. So you basically get everything from the other gifts, right? And then you add more.
They compound on top of each other. And the difference between the last tier and this one is that beauty bag you see, and then the comp one. So a comp one's from Auteur. It is their like most anti-aging product. It has 10% their purifluorocarbon carbon. I definitely just but it is their oxygenation carrier. So that product, even bubbles for some people. It is amazing for firming, lifting, tightening. And that 7 ml alone in that gift is a $200 value. It is a very expensive product, but we wanted to get these products in your hands. So yeah, we're also very thankful to our brands who did work with us and make sure that we could provide these products for you guys.
That is so cool. So just to reiterate, everybody, normally I'm not going to be such an enabler with expensive skincare, but because all of the affiliate revenue goes to charity, I am telling you, this is the time. If you want to shop the medical grade skincare, you're going to support a small business, and you're going to know that you're getting a great discount. You're getting a free crazy gift, and you're going to know that you are contributing to some really good causes. So I am going to definitely be your skincare bestie enabler today. Okay, so Leah, tell me, if you had to pick something from your site, if you had to pick, you did an Instagram thing with this. It was the one where James carried you out. Like, anyway.
Yeah. That's so
If
funny.
you had to pick something, what would your top 3 things, like your top 3? What are they?
It's going to be the Auteur Mist, which I think we'll talk about in a minute, and Osmosis Rescue. That's just kind of a tried and true product I've used forever. It is just great for redness, helping fight blue light. Just amazing for texture, pore size. And then probably I'm going to have to honestly just go to my tried and true products. I'd probably do Neogenesis Recovery. It's a really big dose of growth factor exosomes, however you want to call them. But again, just great for firming, tightening, reducing redness. So.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Auteur, because I know you just mentioned, and it's in all of the gifts, which is super cool. I do have some Auteur. I have the Mist, which this is my second, and I bought them from you, and thank you. And I love it too. And I don't normally I've had a few talks with people in DMs about this, because I'm like, listen, usually I'm not an expensive mist person or what, like high end, but this is definitely special. Can you tell us a little bit about the mist? I know that I love to use it with LED. I love to use it. It does something special. And I have to admit, I can't totally put my finger on it. So tell us about the mist.
I would love to. This, again, is one of my favorite products ever. This has a lot of peptides. One in particular is called a photo glow peptide. So it's light activated. That's why if you are an esthetician in the treatment room, or you're just somebody like me, or anybody else who just wants to glow nonstop, you can use this. It's activated by any light, but we really love it under LED because you just get that immediate luminosity. This is so much more than a mist because it is like a serum in mist form. A lot of people who are like, what's one product I should try from Auteur? And I immediately say the mist, because if you can see what a mist can do for your skin, you're going to see how like explosive and transformative the rest of their line is. So yeah, this is just amazing for brightening, firming, plumping fine lines and wrinkles, and it just feels so good. But you can use this all day long, or again in the treatment room. It's amazing with LED.
Yeah, I agree completely. And seriously, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to love this.
No,
I do not want to love this, and I love it. I know. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, let's see. I want to share a couple things that I have gotten from you for years now that I think might be, if people are trying to decide what to get. One thing that I have talked about literally for years on my channel is the Revitalash foam. And I know a lot of people watching have gotten this on my recommendation. Basically, this is a hair growth foam that contains prostaglandins. So if you think about like Latisse for your eyelashes, it has prostaglandin that is going to cause the hair to stay in the growth phase longer, and also going to help with just, follicular health and that kind of stuff. It is expensive and you do need to use it consistently. It is so good because it doesn't leave any kind of a residue in your hair. So you can use it literally day after day after day. And I can still go 3 days before I have to wash my hair again, which is kind of the downfall of most hair serums that are for hair growth, is they have a residue. So if you are somebody who doesn't want to wash your hair every day, it kind of is challenging. This doesn't have that. It literally dries down, and maybe by the 4th day, but that's when I would be washing my hair for sure anyway. Anyhow, this is a huge recommendation of mine. And I will definitely be purchasing this during the sale as well. So Leah, let's go back and forth, and then we'll take some questions, but what would be a number one recommendation of yours? Like a must get, or something that you would highly recommend during the sale?
I highly recommend, so definitely a type of growth factor. I love growth factors. I love talking about growth factors. So I just mentioned the recovery. If you are somebody who has like melasma, hyperpigmentation, I definitely would recommend the Elevai. That one have you tried that one yet?
No, I haven't. And that is on my list. Yes.
So that one's awesome. It's an exosome product, but it also has 4 different forms of pH neutral vitamin C. So it's going to be great for all skin types. And it's just been so good for people with pigment. They're also currently in clinicals to show the efficacy after laser with melasma. Okay. And right now, and I might get the numbers wrong, but I'm pretty sure they had no rebound pigment after 6 months.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
So Michelle says, okay, I'm like, I don't have my glasses on. Michelle says, what is everyone's favorite growth factor? So I know that that's hard. And Leah, you just named a few because you talked about Neogenesis. Now you've talked about the new one. What would you say is can you pick a favorite, or, or do you feel like, and it sounds like that one's really good for melasma. Yeah. Growth factors we know are good for lots of things, but if you had to pick like your top 3, how would you recommend them to people? Because I do think that growth factors are one of those things that are kind of a mystery to a lot of people. And so like, what do you think, if somebody is new to that, what would be a good pick for them for growth factors?
Yeah, so that's a great way to put it. Growth factors, every single growth factor is different. They all speak to different cells. So you never really know which one's going to work for you until you put it on your skin, because you don't really know what your cells are missing until it gets those growth factors. So if you are somebody who wants like firming, lifting, tightening, but you're not really so, you're not red or anything like that, then I would do like the calcium multi-action cream. I call that like face look in a jar. It firms. It's actually also really great for brightening. And then we also have some really great botanical products. Not everybody wants to use, a growth factor from human or animal, but we have some really great botanical ones too. Those come from Is Clinical. They use a tripeptide. So it's like a mimicking growth factor from botanicals. So it's really, really great. And they're very hydrating products. So really great for that dry, dehydrated, mature skin that may have like a history of skin cancer and they just want something botanically based. Actually, it's so funny we're talking about this. The very first product that you and I met over, one of my friends messaged me and they were like, there's this famous YouTuber on talking about Lemieux EGF. And that's how I got talking. So Lemieux,
oh my gosh, that was years ago.
Yeah, that was like in
crazy?
2018, I think.
Yeah,
so Lemieux has some great ones too. They have TGF, which is like a tissue growth factor, and that's botanical. And then EGF, the one that you have used prior, and you used to mix it with like the isocell solution for after microbiome. That one's really great, and that one's from animal. So all of them are just so different and unique. It really just depends on like what you're looking for.
So I think that the cool thing here, and I realized during the sale, you're probably crazy, but just so everybody knows, if you didn't know, you can get a consultation so that you can reach out and get help on trying to figure out which growth factor might be right for you. And so I think that that's another thing that sets you apart, Leah, with your business, is that you guys are there to like really, and you have a Facebook group. So everybody, if you want to join Leah's Facebook group, we will definitely link that as well, because it's such a good community and the nicest people, and everybody collaborates and helps each other. And Leah's in there all the time helping people and responding and all that kind of stuff. So definitely that's a good resource too, if you are all into skincare and you're, wanting some help. Let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. So Leah, what is your favorite sunscreen?
So my favorite sunscreen is going to have to be Color Science Flex, but I have been using a new one. It's by Natura Bise, which, you heard it here first. We will be carrying them soon. But I have been trialing their tinted, and it's actually really, really beautiful. This is the first day I didn't wear it, but I've been wearing it. But honestly, Color Science Flex is incredible. I love it. The coverage it gives is amazing. And of course, it protects against blue light, provides antioxidant, and they use a really special mineral. So you're just getting so much in one little bottle. So.
Yeah. And the thing about tinted sunscreens, I really feel like here in the United States, because unfortunately our filters are not as good as European or Korean or whatever. So I kind of like the idea of a tinted sunscreen, because at least we get the addition of iron oxides and, so it kind of helps our sunscreens that we have. And then I think obviously when they're elegant, that's the thing about the Color Science. They look so good. So people want to use them. You actually want to put it on, and because it makes you look good too.
Yep.
That's really, really good one.
Before Color Science, getting people to use a sunscreen was so hard because they were, left a cast. Yeah, Color Science is great. So
yes, for sure. Let's see. I'm just gonna start. You know what, you guys? I have to put my glasses on. I have lights on, so I apologize. You're gonna see the lights in my glasses.
If you want to, let's see. Yes.
Here, let's see. I'm just going to put some stuff up so we can say hi to people. Margaret says, I'm so excited to try more Auteur products. I can't believe you included the comp one in the tier 4. Amazing and so generous. I mean, honestly, so Leah sent me the, when we were prepping for this live, she sent me these pics so that I could put it up so I could show you guys. And I am not kidding. I was like, what? I could not believe what's in these gifts. I really, truly am like, that's insane. So, Leah, it's impressive. It is definitely super generous.
I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're so excited that, you're doing this with us, and we're just excited for.
I know, it's so cool. I just think that this is wait, let's see what we've got here. Love Calcium, but for sure want to try the Elevate. I gotta say, so the Calcium, the MAC cream, that one is, it's so crazy good. I forget about it. Can you explain, because that one is in a jar and it looks like a moisturizer, but it's not a moisturizer. It is your growth factor. And that's the one that comes from the umbilical cord of the red deer. That's
Perfect.
that one?
Yes. Yeah. That's perfect. You know everything. So
Okay.
yes,
But
it comes from,
so you put that one on like it's a serum though, right? And then would you go on with your serums?
yeah. So I know a lot of people get very like confused because it is a thicker product, and a lot of people be like, oh, I use this up in a month. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, you want the tiniest little scoop, just the size of a pea. Like, if you can feel it on your skin after you apply it, you've used too much, and your skin can only absorb so much. So we don't want to use too much, because that's a lot of money. So as soon as you put it on, a pea size amount, you should not feel it on your skin afterwards, so that you're not using this as like a hydration product, and you want to, because it's like slightly emollient. But put it on, massage it in, and you should not feel it. And then you can go on with your...
And so then you can go on with your serums and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So that's really good to know, because I am 100% convinced that when I have used it, I've used too much. For sure.
Everybody does.
I'm going to pull it back out and try it again, because that's one of those that I have heard so many people are like, oh my gosh, what it does for, like a lot of people who are not affiliated or anything like that, sing its praises. So that's a really, really good recommendation during the sale too, would definitely be Calcium. They also have their serum, and then they have their hair system. And I did test out their hair system. It works. It actually works. It's really interesting. It's a microneedling / serum, and it kind of like 6 weeks or something like that program that you do. And you can repeat it, of course, right? If you want to. But yeah, that's really, really, really interesting, and something worth looking into as well. Okay, I'm going to pull something else that I think, just in case people want ideas. When I went to France, I picked up some Isden. And then I've also gotten some Isden from Leah. I purchased some Isden. So I have a few recommendations if you are trying to, think of things that you want to get at the sale for people who are watching. So I can highly recommend the Retinol, and I'm going to have Leah talk about this one. I bought this one in France, but knowing that Leah carries it means that I know that I can pick it up, because she is doing the sale right now, but all year long there are I have a discount code, so you can always shop at Skin Beautiful RX with a discount. So yes, right now is like the incredible time to shop, but you can all year long, you can shop with a discount. So they have the Retinol Intense, which is retinol with an AL, so it's an aldehyde, retinaldehyde. Then they have the Meliclear, which is a pigment inhibitor, which is like near and dear to my heart, pigment inhibitors in general. And then the Isden micellar water, which is so good. Leah, will you tell us about the retinaldehyde, the Isden retinaldehyde?
That's actually one of our better selling retinaldehydes. People who use it love it. It's like a 2-part system, kind of like the TNS, except the retinol is on top, and then there's like an oil emulsion on bottom. So when you pump it out, you'll see both of those products. It just feels good. It smells good. It's a 1% retinaldehyde. It's very calming. It's actually does have a little bit of fragrance in it. I do like to mention that for anybody who does not like fragrance, but it's very luxurious. Like, you're not going to smell it and be like, ugh. I've never had anybody purchase it and email me and say they hate it. So in fact,
it is definitely a nice scent. It's a nice scent. And honestly, because I bought it literally in the French pharmacy, I'm like, that's very common. The French are actually very into the olfactory experience of your skincare. It's like, it's a selling point. So it's just but anyway, I agree. It's actually a beautiful scent that I like. I like it. I've changed my tune so much about fragrance over the years. I try to just embrace it and appreciate it, especially when it's in a formula that's so good. I wanted to put this up because, hi, Jane. Charlene says, any hair growth products you can recommend. Charlene, in case you missed it, I can highly recommend the Revitalash foam. This is really, really good. I use it. I tend to use it kind of, I don't use it on my whole head. I definitely think I would go through too much if I used it on my whole head. So I kind of use it like part line, and I use it around just in the areas where I'm noticing a little bit of thinning and I just want to encourage hair growth. It is so good. It's prostaglandin based. It has other good ingredients, but it doesn't leave any residue. Leah, are there any other hair growth products that you guys carry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, there are.
Yep.
I know there are.
Yeah, you did mention some. And for people who they're just not into that, it's it's a treatment, like you derma roll, and some people just aren't into that. So
Yes.
in that case, I have 3 top ones. The Neogenesis is amazing. I primarily like that if I'm talking to somebody and they say, I'm losing my hair. If it's somebody, it's a female, typically females do better on the Neogenesis one, and ones that lost their hair due to stress. It also helps with premature gray, because typically that premature gray happened because you're stressed. So it will bring the color back too. So women, I really, really like the Neogenesis. Now, if for men and women, the plated one is also really, really great. Studies are amazing. I do see men do better on the plated. And then honestly, growth factors are super expensive when they are for hair serum. Another great one that we get amazing results from is the Nutrafol, and it's a great price point. So if you kind of want to like step your foot into trying a hair serum, that's a great place to start if you kind of want to do it under $100.
That's awesome. That's good for people to have kind of some options, especially price point wise and all that, because definitely the plated, which is incredible, but it is very expensive. So, it's kind of like you can kind of decide where your budget is. And then it is really important that whatever you're going to get, I feel like you need to be able to repurchase it. So, any of them, I mean, it's going to be the long game. So I would never go into buying anything, any of the hair growth serums, thinking that you're probably just going to do one and done. So just keep that. That's just advice from me.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you saying that, because definitely a maintenance period after you get to where you want to be. Using a serum, a couple days a week is totally normal after that.
Yes. And so that's definitely the Revitalash foam. It starts out and you use it like every day. You start once the prostaglandin kicks in, which is just like with our lashes. It's like there's this time period where it just takes this lead up. And then once it starts, it's like off to the races. Then you can definitely back off and do like every other or every third day. And so, yeah, you go through a lot less at that point, but you got to get to that point. So it's just important to be really consistent with it and be patient, give yourself time for it to actually work.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Hydrinity. This is something that I have purchased a couple times. In fact, last year during your Black Friday, I stocked up on the restorative HA. And it's funny because I do not feel like HA serum does this justice at all. Like it's at all. And because I definitely wouldn't be just recommending an HA serum. So can you tell us a little bit about Hydrinity, about this HA serum? And I'm just going to put it out there that this is a high recommendation from me if you are menopausal, because we are typically postmenopausal, we are dehydrated. So if you could tell us about this, Leah.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Penny said, it's so much more than just an HA. Hydrinity is amazing because they utilize hyaluronic acid that's like injectable grade, but we are applying it topically. So it's just a great hyaluronic acid serum for starters. There's some really crappy HAs and there's some really, really great ones, and Hydrinity is one of them. They do have 2 different serums, the renewing and the restorative. One's a little bit better for like rosacea post-procedure, and then the other is great for anti-aging. Either one, you're going to get amazing results because they use antioxidants. They obviously use their hyaluronic acid. They use great peptides. So it's an anti-aging product. You're getting so much more, but especially for people who like want to pare down their routine. It kind of has a little bit of everything in it, plus a lot of hydration and antioxidants and protective ingredients. It's phenomenal. And especially if you are somebody with rosacea or, post-procedure, easily sensitized skin, you're really, really going to love that product.
Yeah, and I feel like it's one of those products that when I use it, you just have a good skin day. I mean, I definitely, and I have a lot of skincare. We were talking about this before we went live. So inevitably, I will have things I love that somehow get set aside because I'm trying something else out, and time will go by. And then I'm literally preparing for this. I was like, why was that put away? And so it's back out because it's so, so good. So that's a huge recommendation from me. I want to put this up here. This is an interesting, Kathleen says, what brands formulate peptides for skin absorption, 500 Daltons and all that? I know about elastin. I just want to make a little point. Many years ago, I talked about the 500 Dalton rule and skin absorption and barrier and all of that stuff. And since then, I've learned quite a bit about that is just one component of skin absorption and barrier and how products get in. There are delivery systems, there's polarity, there's peptides can be bigger than 500 Daltons and actually be charged in a way that interacts with cellular charge, so they get sucked in. I mean, there's so much science that smarter people than me have explained to me that I'm like, oh, so just so you know, Kathleen, it isn't all about that. That's one rule. But if a peptide is bigger than 500 Daltons, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can't get in the skin. Okay, so Leah, can you tell us about a few peptide products that you love and maybe tell us why?
Yeah, well, speaking about elastin, I'm a huge elastin lover. My skin personally loves elastin. Obviously, their peptides are like game changing. Their products clear out old collagen, so you can replace it with new collagen elastin. Other great peptide products. Obviously, Auteur has some really great peptide products. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
I know, right? There's so many that it's almost
so
like,
many.
okay.
Oh, another
Puppies is the Puppies is a newer one with really good. Doesn't that part of the deal? It's got a bunch of. This is new to me. I just got this recently, but it's really good. This
they
brand is so interesting.
They do have like soothing and calming peptides. And speaking to
Yeah.
like soothing and calming that I probably don't talk about enough, another really great peptide serum is the Glowbiotics Calming Restorative. So that
Yeah.
one's really, really great too for like sensitive skin rosacea. Very similar in like what it does as the Hydrinity, but it is a mimicking growth factor peptide. So it's great for anti-aging, but it's also really, really great for like nourishing, sensitive skin, calming redness. But yeah, the Bioadaptive from Pavis, all of their products are amazing. If you guys, I feel like this year, a lot of people have been talking about like rogue zombie cells. So if you like, love that talk, then you'll love Pavis, that line, their entire Diamond Core technology, which is like their patented science is all about, protecting the skin against those rogue cells. So yes.
Oh, so the whole senescence thing with Puppies.
Yes,
I didn't even realize that. I just looked at the ingredient deck and I was like, wow, that's amazing, and bought it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to dig in a little bit more because it's definitely super interesting. I'm going to pull some of these comments here. This is a really good one for you. If I use a Auteur composition, can I continue my Tret 1%?
So great question. And I'm going to be very honest. I personally do not recommend it, but I always tell my clients, like, you can do a patch test and honestly, like, you can take my recommendation, but if you want to try it out, go ahead. I have one client who still uses her Tret with the comp. The composition one is a 2.5% retinol. So you're getting a big, healthy, hearty dose. Now, if you still want to use it in the same routine, I personally do not recommend that. I don't like any type of inflammation for my clients. If you want to alternate them, then that's probably the way I would do it. So Tret one night, comp the next. But I do have one person and she loves putting them together. I just personally would never do that or recommend it, but she did not take my recommendation.
I usually, it's kind of like, you don't really need to either. You might be asking for more irritation than anything, and for probably little benefit. Okay, so here's another. Okay, so somebody says that they love the Pavis sunscreen. Sending love from Las Vegas, from Lori. So good. Thank you for being here, Lori. Okay, here's another one. Heather says, Leah, what is the best serum to put on while using red light? This is a big one in my community right now.
Yeah. And I know I'm in your group. So I know you definitely love like green tea. But I personally, again, I use the Auteur. I know, I feel like that's all I'm talking about is Auteur. I love that mist so much. It's just so good with LED. But so honestly, there's so many great things you can put underneath LED. Green tea is amazing as well.
I would say too, for serums under LED, look for water-based, typically
Mhm.
look for water-based, good hydrating. Peptides and antioxidants are great to find in your water-based products. I bet that Elastin HA would be fantastic under LED.
Mhm.
That
Oh yeah.
is that HA is in the big gift, I think, right? The Elastin
Yes.
HA.
The it's in the third tier.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
is so incredible. The clinic where I used to work, we carried elastin, and so I went for the product knowledge on that one, and it's crazy because it's, as you know, of course, Leah, it has I think it's proprietary, like, to encourage your own production of hyaluronic
Mhm.
acid,
Yep.
which that's super impressive
Mhm.
to help to stimulate, because you hear all the time about working on collagen production, working on protecting our elastin and all of that stuff. But we usually talk about adding in hyaluronic acid, but actually stimulating our body to make its own hyaluronic acid is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, that's
that's
the best
super
way.
cool.
Like your own skin working is like
Yeah,
what we
the
want.
best.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Thinking about Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda says, thinking about switching up my anti-age to something different. Suggestions. So that's you, Leah. What do you
Yeah,
think?
so Rhonda, if you could let me know like your skin type, like are you dry, oily? That would definitely help. I'd love to help.
And
Usually
also, what are you using the whole system of anti-age? Like, what's we
but
probably,
honestly
she
with
needs more
anti-age,
details.
yeah, but it's okay. I can still recommend something. So anti-age for me, I really typically like to see that product on people who want anti-aging, have somewhat like drier skin and are concerned with pigment. So other products that, for these three things are going to be your Elevai, they're going to be your plated,
Mhm,
or they're going to be your
mhm.
calcium.
Oh, very good.
Perfect. Dry.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah. So any of those
That is
three would
so
be
good.
great, but probably the calcium or the Elevai would be my top recommendation.
Awesome. Okay, Sarah says, Levator Mist and Photozyme for my LED sessions, amazing glow. I completely do that combo sometimes too. I will do the mist, I let it dry like 90%, and then I will put on the Youth Recovery, let that dry down pretty much all the way so I don't like stick to the mask, and then
Mhm.
I'll do an LED session, and I love it. It's so, so good. Okay, let's see. Charlene said, I also wanted to know if you recommend the new home microneedle kit they've seen on Instagram. I don't know which one that is.
So
I'm
I don't know either, but we do actually have an at-home microneedling kit, which is the anti-age one, and it's
mhm,
phenomenal. So if you
it
are
is.
looking for one that we recommend, that you can get during our sale, definitely the anti-age.
Yeah, and it comes with, does that one it comes with the
The
roller, or is it a
roller,
stamper? Is it a roller?
it is a roller, and it comes with like the little vials.
Files?
It's
Yes. Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, it
Yeah.
it, like,
That's
took the
awesome.
guesswork out of it, so that one I really
Yeah,
recommend because sometimes it can be a lot for people who are, like, new to
for sure.
skincare, and that
Yeah.
just takes everything out of it.
Yes, and I think that the roller is 0.25, so it's
Mhm,
cosmetic needling, but, that is also really, easy for at home. Like,
mhm,
that, you don't have to worry about things like infection and stuff like that because you're going just into the
mhm.
epidermis, you're not going into the dermis, which is
Yep.
awesome. Okay, so let's see. Carrie said, "Any recommendations for a good mineral SPF?" Go ahead, I I know what you're gonna say, right?
Well, I love color science, but
Yes.
we do have other really, really great ones. I'll name a couple ones that I really love. Obviously, Elta MD,
Oh, yeah.
really beautiful product. They just came out with like their new AOX tinted, untinted version. And it looks beautiful on the skin. I personally love the color science. I'm a color science pro with color science directly, so I love them all day long. Their products are cosmetically elegant. They have a lot of antioxidants and they just do a great job. Of course, I love Pavis. Their SPF is amazing, especially for somebody with melasma. It actually turns off that like cell in the skin that makes you feel heat or your skin
Yes.
feel heat, which actually creates more pigment. So amazing for somebody who's really trying to fight melasma.
I
Um,
forgot about that. That's in the, Pavese sunscreen, yeah?
yeah, it's
I
so
remember that when that first came out, before you even carried it, I ordered it off of an Instagram ad because that is Like that science is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That sunscreen's interesting too, because it has that little bit of kind of a glow. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so pretty. It has that reflective, really makes the skin look really pretty.
And then,
Um,
oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. You go ahead. No, no, no. You go ahead.
And then also, and honestly, I'm not sure if it's mineral or not. I should know this, sorry. But another really great one that I do have to mention, anybody with a history of skin cancer or precancerous lesions, I highly recommend Isden. Their
Yes.
really cool DNA technology actually like stops cancer cells. So I've had skin cancer, so I'm a big
Yes.
advocate. And that one I just really, really love for anybody, especially older people who, a lot of different lesions on their face, that actually
Yep.
stops the growth.
Yes. And that's super cool because the Isden, Neova, and the Photozyme
Mm-hmm.
all have the DNA repair enzymes
Mm-hmm.
in there that will regress an actinic keratosis. And anecdotally, it's interesting because in my Facebook group and under YouTube, I have had people who have said that they've used either one of them
Mm-hmm.
and that they literally had actinic keratosis on, one of them was on her lip, and it completely went. And actinic keratosis is a precancer,
Mm-hmm.
and it completely went away. And so basically, it takes those, and the cancer never realizes itself, which is, I mean, that is incredible. So,
Yeah.
and that Isden is elegant. It's beautiful. And honestly, they're the OG with DNA
Mm-hmm.
repair enzymes
Yeah.
is Isden.
Yeah.
Somebody did say, Margaret said, can Neova DNA Total Repair be used with red light mask? I can't remember. Is the Total Repair, does that one have like any actives other than because
No,
I would say yes, but
yeah,
I can't remember
that's
the
totally
ingredient
fine.
deck.
Margaret,
Yeah,
I'll let
yeah.
you know. I'm pretty sure that's totally fine. I'll double check, but yeah, it's water-based. I think it's totally fine.
Yeah. I would say when you're looking at any of them with the DNA repair, there's just a couple things. You want to look for water-based. You obviously don't want any of the SPFs, because like the Neova Silk Sheer is one of my top
So pretty.
3 favorite sunscreens of life. I love
Mhm.
that one. It is I can't remember the SPF right now. I want to say it's like 40, but I think that one's mineral also,
Mhm. It
tinted
is.
mineral.
I honestly
And it
forget
has DNA
that.
repair, and it has photolyase in it. So it
Mhm.
has the DNA repair enzyme in there that is activated by light, and also goes to work mitigating sun damage in the moment. So like 50% of the damage that you're incurring in the moment is being taken care of by the DNA repair enzyme that's in that Neova Silk Sheer. And it's beautiful on the skin. I mean, it is such a good SPF. I can highly recommend that one. In fact, that's going on my list for your sale. I just realized
And
as we're talking about this.
yeah, and if you
So
guys
yeah.
want to try or like order any of the Neova products right now with Penny's link, so those are one brand that you just have to email us about. We'll send you back a little invoice and then we ship it right to you. It is a little bit of a longer route, but they're just one brand that doesn't allow us to like list the products
Publicly,
you
yes.
can
Fair
see.
enough.
Yep, just so you know.
Okay, so let's see. This is a good one. What is Neogenesis New Mist about?
Yeah, so I think she's talking about the MB1. So MB1 actually has been out for probably 4 or 5 years. They only bring that out in the winter because it
Oh,
is temperature, like it'll die. Like
sensitive.
it's a
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
live product. So it basically like works on, it's kind of like Biojuve in a way, where
Ah,
it makes the flora on your skin healthy.
ah.
We obviously carry Biojuve, and our clients have gotten really, really great results. And because that is kind of like temperature dependent, we didn't bring that back, but we did carry that 4 or 5 years ago. I know
Ah.
the woman who formulated that for Neogenesis. She's brilliant. It's beautiful. But we just have a really, really great results with the Biojuve. But yeah, that's what it's about.
So the Biojuve has a mist. So what you're saying is that's a
Mhm.
really excellent option.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
got it. Awesome. Okay, I want to answer this because, okay, Lori, the question is Omnilux safe to use if I have melasma/brown sunspots?
Mhm.
And Leah, I don't know your take on this, but I will tell you that it is a yes or no. It is impossible to say for sure that LED won't affect your melasma.
Mhm.
If you have just hyperpigmentation that is not melasma, then LED should help to brighten your skin and help with hyperpigmentation. If it's true melasma, then it is one of those things where it kind of depends on your Fitzpatrick's level. It depends on if you're using red and you're using near infrared. And then it also depends on how finicky your particular melasma is. I mean, honestly, don't you agree, Leah?
I totally agree. And honestly, when people say yes or no, I say yes. I've never again had anybody say this calls me to have more pigment. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I know that there are those people out there, but how do we know it was the LED and it's not your hormones and it's not like what you're eating and it's not because you were in the sun recently or you went to the sauna? When it comes down to it, people are so happy with an LED mask and the results it gives. I always say yes. But if you're that concerned, you know.
I know. That's where I am too. It's like, we just can't make this promise to you, but I can tell you that I have had melasma. I had it post both of my pregnancies. I mean, I had it pretty bad. And I use LED almost every day. And all I notice is that it brightens my skin. I have absolutely no doubt that it has been super beneficial to my skin, but there is always a chance because, you know, there's just a chance. Melasma is one of those things that, and like you said, Leah, you never know if it's one of the other things. It's just one of those fickle skin conditions. Yeah, it's crazy. So Lori, I'm sorry we couldn't give you like but I would still personally highly recommend LED. Like I would hate for you to avoid LED out of that because it's such a good modality. It's one of the best things you can do at home for sure. Okay, so Michelle says, can you put restorative or lipid under LED?
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, for sure. Let's see.
While you're reading those, really quick with the Epicutis, whether you purchase it or you get it free with our gift, you want to do 1 drop. It is a very thick product, and a lot of people who use serums, they're like 4 to 6 drops is normal. You will not be able to get that product to absorb it. It is 1 drop.
That's right. And also it's expensive. So you'll go through it too fast and you just don't need to. The other thing is I actually really, really like this. And Leah, this might be completely wrong, but I actually love to apply that. Like it would be beautiful over the Auteur mist while the mist was still a little bit damp with 1 drop of the Epicutis, because it's like, then it spreads and it really spreads well. If you use too much, you feel like it's like thick and too much. You just don't need that much. And it's so stinking hydrating that you just don't need that much.
It's almost too hydrating sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, and which is insane to even say, but it can be if you use too much. Donna wants to know what the best product for under eye fine lines and wrinkles is.
So I have a couple. I hope that's okay. Obviously, my tried and true is like Obagi Elastoderm. What it does for like fine lines, crimpy skin under the eyes. Like it's just withstood the test of time. It's such a great eye cream. Another great one is the Elastin Eye, especially if you have like deeper lines that are there at rest. I really love that. It really works on plumping those lines with peptides while also like stimulating collagen. Definage Pro has a beautiful eye product. You can also use that on the lid, and it's just great for tightening. And when we tighten, we firm, which really helps with fine lines and wrinkles. And then if I had to say a fourth, probably the SkinCeuticals AGEI is really great too.
That's awesome. I'm looking through. Oh, Michelle says restorative. Restorative is great for dermatitis too. It's just so good that she's talking about the restorative from Hydrinity. It definitely does feel healing almost. I mean, it's just so good. Okay, so Margaret says, my friend Tessa Hughes, who is Talk Tessa to me, that is my friend as well.
All your friends.
It's all of our friend. Shameless plug for Tessa's Instagram. You should totally follow her. I'm going to link her in the description box. Her Instagram is Talk Tessa to me. And if you would like to be entertained and talk skincare all day long and have a little bit of a laugh, you got to follow her. But anyway, Margaret says, my friend Tessa Hughes loves the Hydrinity HA Restorative Serum for immediate calming of redness, flare-up on reactive skin. Yeah, it's wonderful. I would completely agree with that. Let's see. Michelle, what's an affordable barrier serum besides restorative or lipid?
Yeah, absolutely. So Elta MD has an amazing,
Mhm.
very affordable, I want to say it's under $40, barrier product. They have a serum as well as a moisturizer, and you really just can't beat those. After
Yeah.
that, I personally really love the Skin Medica. I don't know if that's as affordable as the Elta, but I personally use that one all winter long. I really, really love that barrier product as well.
Yeah, and Elta is one of those, that's another one we carried in the
Mhm.
clinic, and it's just, it's basic, I mean, but it's so good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, I mean, for the longest time, that was, an absolute go-to for,
Mhm.
like, derm offices and stuff like that because it's just formulated so well, and the price point is really
Yes.
amazing for what you're getting. Yeah, it's a
Yep.
good one.
You know, it's
Um,
always fun because, like, who likes to be basic anymore? But sometimes that's all you need when you're using,
yeah,
all these different peptides and vitamin C's and retinols. It's
100%.
okay to be basic, especially when it comes to like a
Yes.
barrier repair product.
Yeah, it's funny because, I when I would talk about my skincare routine, which is, really hard because I change it a lot, but I
Sure.
often will say, some nights I will do something super duper simple and, like a serum and then a really good moisturizer and just
Mhm.
give everything a break. Just let it not have an active on it, not, just let it do its thing because our skin is so incredibly good at doing its thing, and sometimes it just needs a little bit of pampering without all of the active stuff. And I feel like Elta does that really, really well, where it
Well,
just cares for your skin. Might seem simple or whatever, but it's actually really, really good for your skin.
mhm. Yeah,
Let's see.
and speaking to that, I also going back to elastin because, like I said, my skin loves nectar. I even mask with
Mm.
that 1 or 2 times a week just to help with like inflammation, calming, even great for pigment. A lot of pigment is surrounded by inflammation, and the way the nectar can kind of get that inflammation down, you'll see a
Yeah.
huge difference in pigmented skin too.
So nectar is amazing too. That's another one because we had that in the clinic. We would actually send that home with people to pre-treat before laser services and stuff like that, and then for
Mhm.
post. And it was absolutely incredible. Also, do you carry the body product from Elastin?
We do. Yep. So the body product's great. We
Boy,
actually have two
that's
different.
another really good one.
So we have
Yeah.
one that's like a body firming and tightening, and then we have one that's post procedure. So if you're somebody who like got cool sculpting or lipo, that's a great one to use as well.
Yes, if for any reason anybody watching, you have plans to do like oh my gosh, any of the body contouring
Mhm,
with either laser like Sculpture or like she
mhm,
said, cool sculpting or gosh, there's the other one that's the Neo. Anyway, any of those, that Elastin body product
mhm.
actually helps to kind of like flush the damaged cells. Like
Yep.
it helps
Mhm,
encourage that. It's
mhm,
mind-blowing science. It's so cool. So that's something to look into as well during the sale if that's something that you're planning on doing.
mhm.
Um, okay, we're gonna take just a few more questions and because already oh, here we go. Let's see. Is the new oxygen mist from Truth Treatments to combat dry skin?
Yes. Hey, Debbie. So I love Debbie. So yes, the new Truth Treatment is an amazing product. It is absolutely going to be very hydrating. It contains like an oxygen carrier, so it's going to be great for acneic skin. It's going to be great for sensitive skin. It's going to be great for detoxifying the skin. It also has their mineral complex in it. Their Truth is just known for like their minerals. So you're getting a lot of like nutrients that like feed the skin as well. So yes, it's going to be great for dry skin too.
So Truth Treatments has their mist. It's
Yes.
what do they call it? It's
Oh,
a
the
fulvic.
biomimetic. Yep. So, oh, sorry, I
That
didn't explain
is
that. I
so
apologize.
good.
Yeah, the biomimetic
Oh,
is one of our best-selling mists. It is
yeah.
amazing for helping other products penetrate. And then they just came out with their new like oxygen elixir. So it's beautiful. It's in a little pink label. So we love it.
Very, very
Yeah.
cool. Um, Kathleen says, can you use your retinoids after LED?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't know. Like, I mean, I do. I wouldn't know why not.
Yeah.
If, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm. never seen any contraindication.
Yeah, I mean,
that
the
I
only thing that I can say is that LED does encourage circulation.
Mhm.
So, I mean, obviously, just this is my go-to line is always watch for irritation. Because vitamin A is going to penetrate the skin really well on its own. So, if you have more circulation going in that moment, you might get a little bit more penetration, but honestly, that's probably a good thing. So I would say, yes, just watch for irritation. And if you find yourself getting irritated, maybe just wait a little bit longer after your LED session kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, what an awesome combo. This is such a great question. Best products for atrophic scars, acne scars. I just bought Neogenesis Recovery, but is there any other recommendations?
So recovery is always my number one for any type of scarring. And then another really, really great one that they're getting great results even on very old scarring, acne scarring, is Rescue MD, the DNA repair serum. So we have two Rescue MDs. This one's the actual brand Rescue MD, and it's their DNA recovery serum. And that's incredible. It's also great for if you have like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, not just the atrophic scarring. It's going to be great for all of that. So yes, but if I had to pick one, it's always going to be recovery. The way it can remodel the skin, like it's amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So with the recovery, aren't there different versions
there's
of it?
skin
Like,
serum. Yep, skin serum's a little bit more like moisturizing. It looks very different. It's a little thicker of a product. It's 20% growth factor. They have booster, which also has like a little hyaluronic, like a derivative of hyaluronic acid. So it's going to be great for like that dry, fragile skin type. It has 40% growth factor, and then recovery is 70%.
oh, wow. Okay. That's good to know. And the Rescue MD, just FYI, you guys, part of the reason why it's so incredibly good for scars is because it has this proprietary ingredient called Lapicol. And what it does, people get this confused with DNA repair enzymes. It's actually very different. It actually slows down the repair process, which sounds not good, but it actually is really good because it slows it down so that the skin may remodel and repair itself more perfectly. Because a lot of times when we damage the skin, we repair really quickly, and that's why it's the repair is never as good as the skin prior to the damage. But with the Lapicol actually causes it to slow down and do a more perfect repair job. And then that's why you get this remodeling of the scars. And then you get all these other benefits on the skin around the scar, around, and all that stuff. And all of the, it also is that anti-inflammatory, which will help with the redness and all of that stuff. It's really interesting stuff for sure.
It is.
It's developed by a surgeon for post-procedure.
I've actually read a lot. This is going off skincare track, but I've read a lot of their studies on that, not Rescue MDs, but on the Lapicol for treating actual like brain tumors. Like they're starting.
Wow.
It's a
amazing
cool ingredient.
So cool. I think it comes from like the bark of a tree in like Brazil or something like that. I mean, you think it's sometimes stuff just. This is also off of skincare, but last night I was on Instagram and I saw this post about in 1920 or 1922, how we didn't have insulin for diabetes yet. Like that wasn't a thing yet. And the way that they treated diabetes, this is totally off, but it's science. The way they treated it was by starving people because of the whole, way we react to sugar and, all the stuff. Anyway, they scientists came in and they got insulin from like a dog's something or other. Anyhow, they immediately, once they injected, they realized they were onto something. People were like immediately perking up. They were eating. They were, like all of a sudden, and here we are and off to the races. And then medicine is changed forever and we're able to treat diabetes. That's the stuff when you like Lapicol and this and that, it's like, it sounds so far out there until you realize that everything starts somewhere. And in 20 years, it'll be like, oh yeah, they discovered that. You know what I mean? It's so cool. I'm so fascinated. It's the same with like Pavis and all of these proprietary things,
Well, and a lot of them started by treating actual like skin conditions. Like all of our growth factors either started by treating like diabetic ulcers or treating a lot of ours like burn victims from, big crazy events that happened, 50 years ago. So it all, or, of course, like vitamin A, treat
Yeah,
acne.
it's
So
so
everything's
incredible.
more like, it's just fun, but it also makes you pretty. So
Yeah, it's neat because it always pivots into, I mean, because like Latisse comes from glaucoma
yep.
medication and
Mhm.
DNA repair enzymes. Those were initially developed to treat a condition called xeroderma pigmentosum, I think it is, and it's where people don't produce DNA repair enzymes, and so they actually end up. It's this horrible condition. Well, all of these things, once they start treating people, it's like a light bulb goes off and they're like,
Mhm.
hey, this will work cosmetically or, whatever. And then we are the beneficiary of that. We get, Latisse, we're like, oh, those eyelashes for those glaucoma patients.
Mhm.
Well, we would like those eyelashes. So
Yeah.
let's make it cosmetic. It's so cool. I just think it's
Yeah.
so neat.
And I know all of like our followers, we share a lot of the same followers, but they love like the science and background. So they all nerd
Yes.
out over all of this stuff too. So.
Yes, I know. It's funny because I joke when I do these, it's like I could talk about this all day.
Mhm.
I put on Instagram, and I know you do this too, Leah. I will be like, ask me anything. And I literally could sit all day long and just talk about skincare and answer it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I have to get away from my phone.
Oh, that's what I do
Because I could
sometimes.
genuinely do it all. I'm so fascinated by it. It's so
Mhm.
fun to me. It's like it is my, I don't know, my
Yeah, definitely
brain.
my
And I know
outlet.
it's yours too.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we have. Yes,
So,
Margaret, we are all skincare nerds. So true.
so
Okay, let's
Penny,
see. I'm gonna
you asked me what my top three are. What were your
yes.
top three that you would recommend?
Oh, okay. So my top three are going to be I'm gonna say the Auteur Mist. And that's actually newer for me from you. I mean, kind of. I'm on my second bottle, but I do kind of make it last. I I do try to make it last. I
Mhm.
love that so much. And like I said, I hate to say that I love that so much because it is expensive, but it is so good. It is one of the few things in my skincare life where I'm like, it's totally worth it to me.
Yeah.
So there's that. I can highly recommend, oh my gosh, the Is Clinical Cleansing Complex. I don't even
Mhm.
know how many of these bottles I have gone
Same.
through of this,
Mhm.
and it is so good. It's gentle, effective, leaves your skin clean, but it doesn't feel stripped or tight or dry. A bottle lasts forever and it slightly exfoliates. It's just
Mhm.
gorgeous. It's good for
Mhm.
your barrier, the whole nine. So I can highly recommend that. And then, oh my gosh, there's so many things. I would say another one that I've gotten over and over and over and over, hydropeptide under eye masks. Another
Yes.
one that is kind of like, I mean, like whatever, but truly, if you find yourself puffy in the morning, these are I keep these in the fridge, like in the
Mhm.
door of my fridge, and I genuinely can put them on. They feel cool going on. They're actual hydrocolloid, or I think that's
Mhm.
the whole mask. It's also
Mhm.
really good to keep in the fridge and put on. But these under eye masks, I travel with them. I just think they're so, so, so good. So that
Mhm.
would be another one that's probably top
Yeah,
three.
those.
Very
Yeah.
difficult for me to pick top
Yeah,
three.
I know. You asked
You
me, I'm
know?
like, that was difficult for me too. But those
I do
masks.
have one more that is
Oh yeah, go
super
ahead.
okay. The Obagi eyebrow, um, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, this eyebrow, serum that looks like
So
this.
good.
You guys, this is so good. This is another one that is prostaglandin based, and you can use it on your eyebrows, and it definitely does encourage your eyebrows to grow thicker. It's amazing stuff. And
Yeah.
this tube lasts a really, really, really long time. And but this is super good. I no longer personally use prostaglandins on my actual eyelash area, but on my eyebrows and on my scalp,
Mhm.
game on. I definitely use it. This is a huge recommendation of mine too, for sure.
Yes, the if you want big bushy brows, that's the serum for you. That's what I like to tell
Yeah,
them. If you don't want
honestly.
big like volume brows, you don't use that.
Yeah, and honestly, that's another one. Tessa, if you go to Tessa's
Mhm.
Instagram, talk Tessa to me. She like followed her path over 10 weeks of using it. And you literally, it's almost like a time lapse. You can watch her eyebrows grow. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah,
They fill in, and all of a sudden she has like her 25-year-old eyebrows again. It's
yeah.
awesome. She's the reason. And
Mhm.
I actually, Leah, I don't even know if you knew this, but Obagi was the brand that I used in clinic on
Mhm.
clients. I like had the whole line. I did Obagi facials and all that stuff, but I don't think they had this yet
No,
then. I'm
that's
pretty sure they
new.
didn't.
Yep,
And
that's
yeah,
pretty new.
so because I'm an Obagi, like I learned Obagi. I went through the whole program and all of that stuff. And so I like them anyway, but this is exceptional.
Yeah, that is like, I think one of our best selling like hair enhancement products like that.
Yeah.
You will get results. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. See, Margaret says I love. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good one to pick up on sale too, because it is another one that is pretty spendy. Honestly, I feel like it's worth it. I actually feel like it's worth it at full price. I hate to say that, but you don't ever have to pay full price because obviously there's a sale right now. But again, you can always get a discount at Skin Beautiful RX. So you don't ever have to actually pay full price. And it is such a good product. Yeah, here we have another one. The eyebrow serum works so well. Okay, Tiffany wants to know if the Auteur Mist, is the Auteur Mist the toner?
Yeah, sorry, and I apologize. I just say mist because it like comes out as a mist, but it is
Me too.
toner. Yes, thank you for correcting. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And let's see. I want to put this because okay, so Margaret says, Erica, I think she's helping us answer, which is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Leah mentioned the Obagi Elastoderm eye cream earlier. So good. Leah, do you recommend the serum from Obagi, the Elastoderm serum, or the Elastoderm under eye cream, or both? Or how do you pick? Or do you like them together? All that.
It honestly depends. So the serum, I really like that for somebody who their primary concern when they come to me is they have under eye puffiness. That has caffeine in it and has other great ingredients that are going to move that like stagnant lymphatic out. So if you're somebody who you wake up in the morning, you're super puffy, you want the serum. If you are somebody with fine lines, crepey skin, or you just feel like it's not as tight as it used to be, then the cream. And if you're both, then you absolutely use them together. Somebody said something about the Hydrinity eye. The Hydrinity eye is really great too. I should have mentioned that. Again, amazing peptides for plumping those fine lines and wrinkles, and that is so hydrating. I feel like the Obagi is more moisturizing, and they're like, to me, there is a difference. So if you are something that, you're just a little bit more dry, you need hydration. Somebody said the Hydrinity is great.
Yes. Okay. So Erica's question is, what is a good eye cream for dry under eyes? I know you're kind of answering that. So you would recommend, so dry under eyes, she tried the Elastin, but she didn't feel like it was quite hydrating enough. So I know we just kind of went over this, but for Erica, what would be like 3 that you would recommend for her to look at?
Yep. Or Hydrinity. Yep, Hydrinity for sure. It's more of like if you're somebody who you put a moisturizer on and you still feel like, oh, I'm not hydrated. Yeah. But you put a hyaluronic acid on and you're like, ooh, okay, this is what I needed. If you are that HA person, Hydrinity, a really nice, rich eye product. Neocutis makes a really nice, rich, moisturizing eye product. Great for fine lines and wrinkles. Obagi Elastoderm, again, is amazing. It is like a softer cream. So if you're looking for that really nice thick product, that one's a little soft. Another just great tried and true hydrating under eye product for fine lines and wrinkles is going to be the Lemieux eye wrinkle corrector. Very hydrating too, and a really great price point.
Yeah, that is awesome. This is interesting too. Michelle said, my threading lady said my brows were even darker from Obagi. For sure. I actually noticed that too, that my hair got, I mean, it just obviously was, I hate to say younger, but that's what I felt like. I felt like my brows looked like when I was younger after it did take a little while. So that's another one of those things where you really have to be patient and you have to remember there's hair growth cycles and all that stuff, and that it takes a little bit of time. So, but once you go over that cliff of it starts to work, it's like off to all of a sudden you're like, whoa. Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like it's not working. It's not working. And then I'm like, holy crap, it's working. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to take a couple more because I know, Leah, oh my gosh, you are sale day. I want to reiterate to everybody who has joined is that so the sale, Leah, so the sale started today. When does the sale end?
It ends in 2 weeks. I want to say the 4th of December. So you have plenty of time, 4th or 5th. So definitely come back, check these links, or Penny also always has us linked on her website. Yes. So 2 weeks, send in any questions you have. We are a little behind, so be patient, but we will make sure we get you taken care of. And even if the sale ends and you email us the day before, we will still honor it for you. So don't worry, we will definitely take care of you.
Awesome. And so if you've joined and you missed it, if you use my links, you don't have to use a code or anything, but if you use my link, I will get credit. I will get affiliate credit, and 100% of my affiliate commissions from Skin Beautiful RX for the entire month of November is going to go to charity. And I will take you with, I will definitely take you guys with us after the fact when that happens. It'll happen in December. I definitely want it to be for the Christmas holiday. I was sitting here thinking about it because I still need to actually research the charities. Like I keep saying Toy Drive and Food Bank. I know that there are plenty. I know sometimes we'll go to the grocery store and around Christmas and you can literally buy somebody Christmas dinner, like you can buy the grocery bag. I just want to find some things to just, I'm sure that you feel the same way, Leah. It's like, we just want to help people. We want to help some people right now. The Toy Drive is so like the idea of any kid, you're like not having toys. I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyway, good cause is my point here.
We're doing it here in Ohio as well. So maybe I'll do like a poll and like whatever you guys like the best here, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll do that too. That's a
while
idea.
You're looking at those questions, Penny, big shout out to you because one, donating your commission is huge. Having me on here is huge for us. We're just a small business, but more importantly, all of the education, it takes so much time that you do this. And I don't think sometimes people even realize what goes into making one video, let alone how deep you go into stuff. So huge shout out to you for being so amazing.
Thank you, my friend. I love you. Okay, you guys, I think I just want to make sure I got all of the questions that are in here. Ooh, this is a great one. Heather wants to know, what can I use for pigment, wrinkles, and to smooth my hands? And I think somebody else answered her. Margaret said Heather, so we could probably talk about this. Leah turns me on to the Revision Lumiquin bedtime hand treatment applied to damp hands just before bed. We need to hear about this. Oh my gosh.
It is so good. And a lot of people want to use this like a hand cream. And I always tell people it is not a hand cream. This is an actual treatment, just like if you were to put a prescription product on your face. That's how you're going to use this hand product. So it is amazing. We know Revision's great for fighting pigment, especially if there's C+ product. So basically this is what it is for your hands. It treats pigment. It makes them just look so much younger. I feel like with our excessive use of hand sanitizer a couple years ago, everybody's hands looks the same. I look at mine now and I'm like, oh my God, that's scribbled up. So the perfect product. You'll use it at night, just like a little treatment, not like a hand cream. You don't want to feel it on your skin. You can put a moisturizer, like a hand moisturizer on top of it. But yes, that is amazing.
Okay, so that is Revision Lumiquin, if I'm saying that right. Lumiquin.
Yes, yep, perfect.
Anyway, so just so you guys know what we were talking about. I think I just want to make sure I got all. Yes, Margaret, we are all skincare nerds. And Charlene said, I am an RN. And this is so interesting. That's honestly so flattering. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Just a second. Okay, first time Auteur, do I choose renewal serum or collagen activator?
Let me actually tell you what I've been telling everybody. Okay, I'm going to actually read this because it's so much easier to explain. So collagen versus renewal. So basically they both have peptides for collagen support and formation, but are completely different from that point on. So collagen is mainly for daytime. It has a lot of antioxidants and it's going to help prevent senescent cells, or those zombie cells we were talking about earlier, and helps to even skin tone. And then renewal, in my opinion, is a little bit more collagen is going to be preventative, but still anti-aging, while renewal is going to be turning back the hands of time. So it's a lot more hydrating. It has their liquid oxygen complex, and it helps to regenerate and stimulate cell metabolism. They both can be used day or night, but collagen is also a really great sebum regulator. So if you lean a little too oily, a little too dry, that's going to just help your skin and and then it's going to dry matte as well. So I think it kind of just depends on what you're looking for. I hope that helped.
Okay. And let me just reiterate, you guys, that there's a couple things. One, I just want to say, Viva, I hope I'm saying that right, said, is this going to be written out? It's overwhelming. totally understand. We are just like all over the place. Couple things. Feel free to ask me any questions. I am going to, this will be live on my YouTube channel. So it's there for the replay. You can watch it if you're here late or anything and you want to catch some of the earlier stuff. I will put down in the description box. I will go back through and watch and link everything that we have just mentioned so that you actually, you know, if you're like, wait, what was that? And I'll try and put a little bit of like a note so that it's, you know, I'll put a little, as much as the description box will allow for me, but know that you can also reach out to them at Skin Beautiful RX and they will help you. So if you kind of just got a little, the main thing here was we just wanted to kind of inspire you to, there's just so many great options at Skin Beautiful RX for everything. So this is overwhelming, but there will be help after. And I will do my best to populate the description box with what we've talked about, but don't worry because you can still get more help. You can ask me any questions that you want. And also Leah is awesome to provide help over there as well. Yeah, so, okay. So last, I'm just going to do 2 more, Leah, and then I will let you go. Which product gives more firming, Elevai or Plated? Ooh.
I'm gonna have to say Plated.
Okay.
Yep, I think because honestly, so when I go to other spas, so if I have to go, you know, get Botox or something, I talk to them about their products. I don't even tell them what I do. But the one thing about Plated and everybody I've talked to, whether it's my client or not, somebody not affiliated with me, they always are like, the way Plated kind of just like firms the skin. You don't really realize it until you stop using it. Yeah. And that's kind of like what I like Plated for.
Yeah, for sure. That's a amazing product. Okay, so this is a good one. I can buy only one of these, Noreen says. Hi, Noreen. Don't know which one. Need it for firming. Oh, Elevai, Definage Pro, or Plated.
Yeah, and Definage is really great too for firming. It's also really great for pigment. So it's kind of one of those ones. So like Elevai, right now I'm really, really loving it for melasma pigment. Plated I'm really like for firming, but Definage is that sweet spot right in the middle where you're kind of getting a little bit of both. I mean, Definage Pro, like net cream, incredible for bringing like that jawline back. The 8-in-1 is great for melasma, but again, when we see a client and we like look at their before and afters, what we really see not only is the pigment clearance, but how tight their face looks. So
yeah, you know what, that sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We had Definage at the clinic as well. And you know what was crazy was how refined the pores look because the skin tightens. Yep. It's a trip. I remember looking at the before and afters of 6 weeks, like just 6 weeks, which it's kind of changed now. Like people just use it all the time. When it first came out, it was a long time ago. It's been out now since like what, 2017 or 18. It's been a long time. And we carried it when it first launched. And I just remember looking and thinking, oh, it affects the pores. And they're like, well, because the pores are distended because the skin is lax. And when the skin tightens, the pores really aren't, like we all know pores don't actually, but if the skin tightens around them, they aren't as distended looking, which was incredible. Like that is such a good, and it's amazing to be able to get it on discount. Like that's incredible. Is that one that people have to email you?
They do have to email us, and we only carry the Pro version. So the Pro is almost 50% stronger than the original purple version. I finally got that number out of them. And we, like you were just saying with the pores, I always tell people it's like microneedling in a bottle. Like Definage is that's what it is. It's microneedling in a bottle. Yep.
And that one's totally different too. I mean, like Plated is the platelet derived, you know, exosomes. The Definage is defensins, and you know what I mean? Like they all are, but and like you said, they kind of do a little bit of different things, which is another reason why it's so good to be able to, you know, pick Leah's brain. If you really need some help, I'm sure you can reach out and she can say this would be the best one for you, because I do know that it gets confusing. Even as somebody who studies all this stuff, I will admit sometimes it's like, okay, now we have exosomes, we have growth factors, we have, I mean, I don't know about you, Leah, but you kind of, your brain starts to be like, what?
I know.
You know, it is. And it's cool because science is just moving so, like we're tripping downhill with this, and that's amazing, but it can be overwhelming for us, and we're in it all day long. So feel free to ask questions. We will help. So
please email. And when you do, just basically the one thing that I always need is your skin type. what you would like to treat about your skin, and if you have any allergies to any topical ingredients, and then I can honestly give you my top recommendations from there.
Awesome. Yes, Margaret says Leah always takes such
Thank you,
great care of
Margaret.
us. Okay, and Charlene says, where are you in Ohio?
So we're located in Powell, Ohio, which is just right next to Columbus, like 5 minutes away. So we always just say Columbus because everybody knows Columbus, but we are actually in Powell. But yep, come in if you're close. We have a storefront, spa, and of course our online store. So we'd love to see you.
Okay, so I'm one more for you. She says, can you go into who calcium serum is post-procedure or microneedling, but not on a daily basis? She was under the impression it was the same PTT 6 molecule in products.
Yeah, so I think I did get back to that in the Facebook group. And if you want to use it, it's a 5 ml. I would not ever recommend a $100 serum that's 5 ml, which is basically like maybe a week's worth of product as a daily product. That's just, I just couldn't do that as somebody who is honest. So I don't recommend the daily product. They made their topical product for daily use as the multi-action cream. The pink serum is their post-procedure product because from all of my education with them, they needed unablated skin for that molecule to work. So I know you did ask that in the group, and my honest opinion is if you want to use it like that, I do think it's a waste of money, but you're absolutely fine to do it that way.
And I feel like if you want to use something like more often like that, at that price point, I would do plated. I mean, because it's expensive, but you would get, at least you get 4 weeks out of, and it's so good. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I just wanted to, I'm going to kind of end with Margaret, who said Leah's guidance totally turned back the clock on my now 70-year-old skin. I mean, if that is not a testimonial, I don't know what is. And so you guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us today. I just want to reiterate that Leah's sale started today. The gifts are insane. And of course, they are on her website. We shared them a little today. If you missed the beginning, this is going to be here on the replay. I want to say thank you to you, Leah, for joining us. I know, I know, because she's 3 hours ahead of me. So it's probably been a really long day for the first day of the sale. But you guys, leave any questions. I'm happy to help. Leah's happy to help. And if, like I've said several times, if you shop through my link, it is going to go to charity. And I appreciate that so much. And I will hope maybe we'll do this again before the sale is over, and just one little last hurrah if you guys, if everybody wants us to.
Yeah, this was like the funnest thing I've done like all year. So thank you. And again, thank you, Penny. Like, you're amazing. And thank you guys for ordering. Obviously, it means the world to us to have your support, and yours as well, Penny. So thank you guys. This is so fun. I'll do it anytime.
Yes. And you guys, spread the word. Tell other people when you are talking about where you where you shop and buy your skincare, your medical grade skincare. Let them know about Skin Beautiful RX. That is how small businesses grow, is by our support.
Word of mouth. Yep.
That's what we're doing.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome.
So cool.
All right, you guys, I hope you have a really awesome week ahead, and I will see you in my next skincare video. And I'm sure, Leah, I will talk to you again really soon.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. It was so great seeing you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.